Chapman and Robin Kaysen will be transferring to Hot Dogs Preparatory at the end of the month. Thank you to both of you for your unwavering school spirit and hours volunteering in the cafeteria for absolutely no pay. And finally, our remedial geography teacher, Mrs. Amy Pond, is out for mysterious reasons, so that class will be substitute taught by Mr. Heisler. I won't say I've heard great things.
Yeah, remedial geography! Let's do this, guys. Remedial geography. A class that has been outdated by Wikipedia. Thank you, I'm happy to be here teaching remedial geography. My name is Mr. Heisler, and I want to tell you guys a little story about why our education system is complete bullshit. Woo! Sorry, is that rough? I'm just a sub. Nice to meet all of you. So I was in college. I was studying computer science, and I took a class called Artificial Intelligence Lab, and it had everything. Artificial things, intelligence, it had it all. It was every interest that I wanted to hit, and I wanted to do really well in this class. And it was taught by this guy named Professor Louis. Professor Louis was this like bald, sort of like perpetually smiling guy. Like he was like a 1980s stand-up comedian. He was always just like that was like the way that he posed all the time. And like most 1980s stand-up comedians, most of what Professor Louis said was really boring and stupid. And so he would go onto these tangents in this computer science class that made absolutely no sense. And every day I tried very hard to pay attention. I would take out my notebook. I'd be like, give me the artificial intelligence lab. Let's do this. And I would start taking notes, and he'd talk about something. And then he'd go off on a tangent, and I'd be like, okay, I can follow this. Then he would go on another tangent, and I would say, okay, yeah, I can follow this. And then he would go off on another tangent, and I would be like, all right, I'm a little confused. But you know, I'm still on board. I'm still writing down things. That's how people absorb information usually, writing things with their hands. I'm continuing to absorb information. Then he would go off on another tangent, another tangent, another tangent. I would be completely lost, and I would just totally zone out and start doodling. And this happened every single day. And one day, I completely checked out, and I was just like, as I normally did, and I was just like looking down and just like zoning out. And I look up, and he's just staring at the board, and everyone is staring at him. And he's just staring at the board, and everyone is staring at him. And this went on for 5.5 minutes. And then I was like, didn't miss anything, and went back to just completely zoning out. That was the class. And the final lab, I thought to myself, well, I haven't done very well. This is where I'm going to shine. The lab was this. We had to write a program that looked at a black and white photograph of a person's face, a black and white photograph, and we had to figure out where the eyes were using artificial intelligence. So, I decided to write an algorithm that would scan the face and scan the pixels and find things that were like white and then dark and then white again. For those of you who lived in Chicago, this is what's known as the Mayor Daley algorithm, FYI. I thought it was genius, because you scan and you find the eye. But you know how many things on a face that's black and white is white and then black and then white again? There are no things that are not that on a black and white face picture. So I ran the program. It didn't work as expected because it didn't work. And I decided to turn it in anyway because I was like, I spent like a solid 45 minutes. I've got some Tekken 4 to play with my friends. Let's do this. I go over to the computer lab. He has us email it from the computer lab. I send it in. All good. He decides to post everybody's grades online next to their social security number because if we needed a reason to be terrified pre-Facebook that someone would steal our identity, this was it. So I scan everybody's and like there's like, you know, 378527857 who's like, yeah, you did a pretty good job, you should have done this, A-. And then there's like another series of numbers that's a palindrome. You know, you did all right, clever palindrome, A-. Then it gets to mine, 330720358. Edit that out, video. There's no comments. It just says B-. And I think to myself, A for effort. Well, B-. B- for effort. I think I'm no worse for the wear. And my grade comes out at the end of the semester, and it's a B-. And I'm very happy. 4 months go by. I am now a second semester junior in college, and I'm in the computer lab with some other class that is just as boring. And I'm zoning out, and Professor Louie walks into the computer lab. And he's still like, hey. And I was like, yo, what up, Professor Louie? I didn't actually say it like that. But he was like, oh, Mr. Heisler, I owe you an apology. I've been meaning to email you for the last couple of days, because a couple of days ago I noticed something really weird. When you emailed me your final lab, my email wasn't working. And so all I got was a blank sheet of paper, so I didn't grade your lab accordingly. I've gone back and I have redone the grading, and now I noticed that, like, your grade's not going to change because it's actually the same grade. You didn't do well enough to justify your end grade being different. In any case, I just wanted you to know that I made this mistake and I corrected it. And I was like, thank you. And then I thought about it for a while. And I thought to myself, oh my god, he thought that I turned in a blank homework assignment, and he gave me a B- on it. He thought that I was like, B-, B-. And then in that moment I remember thinking, I will never get another A again. If I could get a B-, I will get a B-. So that was a B- story. C- story. But I tell it to you, remedial geography, because I want you to know that we're all completely fucked. How fucked are we? We're all very fucked. And when I say all, I want to specify what I mean by all. This is what I mean. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, Peru, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam. Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany now in one piece. Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey and Greece. Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Hungary, Cyprus, and Iraq, and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen, Kuwait, and Bahrain. The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, France, England, Denmark, and Spain. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, and Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, and Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan, Sumatra, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, and Borneo, and Vietnam, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana. Malawi, Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone. Nigeria, Chad, and Liberia, England, Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya, and Mali, Sierra Leone, and Algiers. Dahomey, Namibia, Somalia, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire, Ethiopia, Guinea, Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, Mayoran, Cayman, Hong Kong, and Abu Dhabi, Yugoslavia, Crete, Mauritania, then Transylvania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta, and Belize, Fiji, Australia, Sudan are fucked.